just lift your hands and tell him thank you.
On today's broadcast, I'd like to share on what I title Discernment in the Last Days. Now, I want you to know something, that the last days characterized with intrigues. The last days characterized with so much deception and delusion. The devil's greatest weapon is deception in these last days. So the church need to be truly prepared and fine-tune their antenna of alignment, accuracy of walking with God in such a dimension that we are able to truly navigate our path through the murky water of the last days activities. Praise God. I want us to look at the book of Ephesians chapter 5 verses 15 to 17, and I want to read from the Amplified. Look carefully then how you walk. Live purposely and worthily and accurately, not as the unwise and witless, but as wise, sensible, intelligent people. Verse 16, making the very most of the time, buying up each opportunity, because the days are evil. 17 said, therefore, do not be vague and thoughtless and foolish, but understanding and firmly grasping what the will of the Lord is. What is discernment? Discernment is knowing God's perspective. That is the knowledge of his mind concerning people, situation, and events. It is the capacity to distinguish between God, angels, and from Satan and demons. It is the capacity to distinguish between light and darkness, truth from error, times and seasons. Praise God. In 1 Chronicles chapter 12, verse 32, in the days that David faced untold persecution, harassment, taunting from the hand of King Saul, men started to rally around David, who later formed the bulk of men that make up the army. As they began to troop into him in cave Adullam, the Bible gave us the list of all the tribes of Israel that was coming to him, and how much number it were men who became mighty men later to David. The Bible said of a particular tribe of Israel, and they had the sons of Issachar. 1 Chronicles 12 verse 32, and of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times. Take note, these were men that had understanding, if you like, discernment of the times, to know what Israel as a people ought to do. Their understanding of the times, their accurate perception and discernment gave them an edge to know what the generality of Israel ought to do at such an hour where it looked as if people were confused. Some were with Saul, others were with David, but not the children of Issachar. The children of Issachar knew the mind of God. Such an hour of confusion, New Living Translation say, from the tribe of Issachar, there were 200 leaders of the tribes with their relatives. All these men understood the signs of the times and knew the best course for Israel to take. The King James will say, and their brethren were at their command. No wonder today the brethren are not in the command of so many shouting voices. Because if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who will prepare himself for the battle. I pray today that in the body there will be clear-cut discernment, accurate discernment on the will and the purposes of God for his body, such that when such a voice come to the platform to declare the thus saith the Lord, the church will follow.